Hello class, welcome to lesson 8.8, which is all about writing linear equations. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to write equations given the slope and y-intercept, a graph, a table, or 2 points, and use linear equations to solve problems. So let's talk first about slope-intercept form. This is something that you've worked on back in lesson 8.7, and so let's just refresh. Slope-intercept form is that y equals mx plus b. And remember, m always represents our slope, and b always represents the y-intercept. Okay, so if I want you to write an equation given this information, a line has a slope of 1/3 and a y-intercept of 5. All that you have to do is say y equals, what's my slope? 1/3. Put an x after it. Then the y-intercept is 5, so I say plus 5. If it was a negative number, you would have a minus whatever number that is. But since it's just a positive 5, I'm going to put plus 5. That's all you have to do. So a line has a slope of 1/3 and a y-intercept of 5. All I say is y equals 1/3 x plus 5. Now what if I give you a graph and ask you to write an equation? So again, we're going to write it in slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. So that means I need to figure out what my slope is and what my y-intercept is. When you have a graph, usually the y-intercept is pretty easy to find. It's wherever it crosses the y-axis. So in this case, it's down here, and I have to go down 1, 2, 3, 4 in order to get to it. So since I went down, I'm going to put -4. Now I have to find my slope. So I need to see, I'm looking for a spot where the blue line crosses on the grid. So where the lines intersect or cross. So if I look, I'm going up 1, 2 units, and then I'm going over 1. And then this is one of those nice points. And same thing here. Here's another nice point. Another nice point. See, like this one would be halfway between, so we wouldn't want to use that. So these are all good points that you could use. And you can say, I'm going up 2, so that means plus 2, right? And I'm going right 1, so that's a positive 1. Again, I'm going up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. So my slope is 2 over 1. They're both positive, so I can just put 2 over 1, or we usually write those numbers as just 2. We don't typically put things over 1. So my equation would be y equals 2x minus 4. So remember, since that was a -4, I put -4. And that's all I have to do for that problem. So start by finding the y-intercept, then find your slope, and then write your equation. So we've talked a lot about slope-intercept form. Now I'm going to introduce you to a new equation form. It's called point-slope form. This is a linear equation that gives the slope and a point on the line. So that point isn't necessarily the y-intercept. So sometimes I will give you a problem that says the slope is 3 and the point is 2, 3. What is the equation? This would be a good time to use point-slope form. Another good time to use point-slope form is when you're given 2 points. So when you are given 2 points will be the most common usage for it. So the equation, this is another one that you're going to want to make sure you know. You have y minus y1 equals m times the quantity of x minus x1. So notice I have a regular y here, I have a y1 here. This comes from your ordered pair. Same thing goes for the x. You have a regular x and then an x minus 1. The x minus 1 is whatever the x coordinate is of the ordered pair. And then you have the slope and then the point on the line. So let's rewrite that form. I have y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Write an equation for the line that passes through 4, 8, and negative 2, 5. So my first step is to find the slope. So this is what we did back in lesson 8.6. Remember when we did y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1? That's what we're going to do right now. So I'm going to label these. I'm just going to say this is x1, y1. And then I'm going to say that this is x2, y2. And remember the 1 and 2 just means first ordered pair, second ordered pair. So now I start with y2, which is 5, minus y1, which is 8, over x2 is negative 2, and then minus x1, which is 4. 5 minus 8 is negative 3. Negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6. A negative divided by a negative is positive. 3 divided by 6 is 1 over 2, or 1/2. So my slope is 1/2. Now I'm going to do the second part. Plug it into the equation. And when you are doing point slope form, there's going to be 2 correct answers. And the way that you know the 2 correct answers is 1 will use the point 4, 8, and 1 will use the point negative 2, 5. I'll show you both ways right now. So I start with saying y minus y1, so that's my y value, right? So that's 8, equals my slope, which I said is 1/2, times x minus my x value. And that's it. That's all you have to write. That is your final answer. Another correct answer would be to use this point. So you could say y minus my y value, which is 5, equals my slope, 1/2, times x minus a negative 2. And anytime you have minus a negative number, remember that becomes plus. So I'm going to put x plus 2 in there. And that is the final answer for that one. So both of these, while they look different, are correct, and if you graph them, would give you the same exact line. Okay? So when you're given 2 points, step 1, find the slope. Step 2, plug it into the equation. Okay, so now let's look at what if I give you a table. So here's a table, and this ends up working the same way. These are all ordered pairs. So I'd have x comma y. I would have another x comma y. I have a third x comma y, and then I have a, let's see, what color haven't I used, fourth x comma y. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to pick any 2 points, and find the slope. So I usually just like to use the first 2 points I'm given. So I'm going to say 4 comma negative 2. I'm going to say that's x1, y1. And then 8 comma 1. I'm going to say that's x2, y2. So then remember, finding slope, you do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So y2 is 1. Y1 is a negative 2. So 1 minus negative 2 is the same as 1 plus 2, because remember, minus a negative becomes plus. x2 is 8, x1 is 4, so 8 minus 4. So 1 plus 2 is 3, 8 minus 4 is 4. So my slope is 3 over 4. Now I have 4 possible equations I could write. So remember, my point slope form is y minus y1 equals slope times x minus, oops, I should erase that, x minus x1, okay? So x minus x1, and then I'm going to go through each of these points. I did not mean to cross that out. Okay, so the first one would be 4 comma negative 2. My equation for this would be y minus y1. So y minus a negative 2, it's the same as y plus 2, equals my slope, which is 3/4, times x minus, my x value is 4. So that's the first possible answer. The next answer you could do is based off of the 0.81. I would say y minus 1, that's my y value, equals 3/4 times x minus 8. That's my x value. The third possible answer is using the 0.124, and I would say y minus 4, because that's my y value, equals 3/4 times x minus 12. And I want you to go ahead and try this last one using the 0.16, 7. What would the equation look like? Good luck. Hopefully you got y minus 7 equals 3/4 times x minus 16. If you have questions about this problem or anything else in this video, please let me know, and I'm more than happy to help you. I hope you have a great day.